welcome back to another video of Shit is Getting Real. I honestly feel like this little bun on top of my head is doing a little too much, but we're gonna ignore that and get to the real issue. So my name is Nafi if you're new to my channel, and if you're a returning watcher, subscriber, listener, what's poppin', bitch? How you doing? I've always wanted to say blah, 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 but I'm not coming with like full force with that shit today. I'm not coming with all the energy, so we're gonna save that for another day, even though I just said it. Really. Okay, you know what? Scratch. So lately, with my senior year approaching, with me thinking about my future, just my life, just being successful, how I'm gonna make money, my master's program and things like that that have been on my mind heavy. I was just thinking about how, as an African and as a Black American, I was actually listening to the Receipts podcast, and they were talking about how for us, our parents depend on us from when we were little. They depend on us when they see us flourishing in basketball or things like that, like getting famous or getting popular or being all-American or being noticed by scouts or going on scholarships. They notice that we're going to make it in that field. They start depending on us to be their basically ride into a greater future instead of them depending on themselves for a great future. But I actually don't rate them badly for that, because as child of an immigrant, my parents did risk everything, and they came here to give me a better life, give me better opportunities, which I have been getting and I have been taking advantage of. But however, I just feel first of all, being African it's the best. Our culture, our traditions, our way of life is beautiful. But at the same time, it's so draining, y'all. Like, it's really, really draining, because there's a standard that you have to meet. How I've been feeling lately with getting my degree and things like that, I just feel like, I honestly, at first, college wasn't really a thing for me. Like, I never really saw my future. I never really saw myself going to college. I know I wanted to be a psychologist, but I was like, damn, I'm gonna be in college for 8 years or 8 years plus. I really want to do it. Da, da, da. I'm just gonna go get my first degree, blah, blah, and I'll be done, and I'll just, figure out what I'm gonna do then. And at first, I didn't even want to do anything. But now that I'm where I'm at, and I've figured out what I've wanted to do, but I just feel like I've never just wanted to freely go to school to go to school. I've always had the burden of, I have to be successful. I have to make this amount of money. I have to do these things because it's upon me to take care of my parents. It's upon me to be successful, to be able to provide this and this, and also provide, I'm not gonna say fully for my family back home, but to some certain extent, they pray so much for my success. I'm guessing that I have to by force also take care of them, like my distant family. And to me, it's very much a burden. Then you see all your other peers like doing all these things. As an African, the stakes for our achievements and for our life goals are set very high, because by force or by fire, we have to make it, especially as a first generation and as a firstborn. I'm the firstborn girl in my family, and I am a first generation, first in my family to go to college in the United States. First in my family to be, inshallah, graduating from college with my bachelor's degree. So it's just really has been a lot, and I know that I'm not the only one that goes through this, especially with the burden of finishing college on a certain time that has been given to us. I don't know who made this time up that you have to finish in 4 years. That's mandatory, but life happens. And also, if you're working full-time and going to school full-time, like, it's not that easy to finish school on time or to meet these standards that are set. And I just feel like sometimes the expectations of the African community or the African culture can be just so like smothering, like, just, it's really a burden to me in a way, because I just feel like I'm not really getting my education from me, though I am. I feel like I'm getting my education from my family. I'm getting my education from my people. Like, certain achievements that I'm having are not only for me, like, they're for everybody else. I just feel like I'm not doing everything that I want to do, or everything that I want to do. I'm not really doing everything that I want to do, because I have to be so aware of the expectations that my family and my culture has for me. But I'm learning to more so of focus on what I want for myself and how I see myself in the future and what is best for me. I also feel like every time African parents see their kids successful, even now when I'm not even haven't made it yet, a bitch is still struggling to survive. But God has put me in a great place. Alhamdulillah, like He has put me in a great place to be able to provide for myself and do things for myself. Sometimes my parents be thinking like I'm rich and stuff like that, and I'm just like, my God, like I'm a full-time, I just turned 21, full-time student, full-time working, like I'm broke. Like I'm not broke, but I'm broke because I'm not making no real money. Like I'm just making money. And it just so happens that I have good saving habits. So they demand these things from me that I'm just like, I cannot provide for y'all. Like I'm still your child. Like I'm still a child. In my opinion, I'm only 21. I can provide for myself, but I cannot provide myself fully. That's why I'm still living in y'all house. You know what I mean? That's why y'all still, feeding me to a certain extent. Like that's why I'm not out in my own place yet. So I just feel like there's such an unspoken, it's spoken, but it's also unspoken burden that comes with being African, that comes with having to be successful, that comes with your parents depending on you for you to be successful, that comes with my parents also depend on me to put myself through school solely on my own. I can 100% say that if I don't put myself through school, I don't know how I'm gonna get through school, because with those type of financials, I solely depend on myself. I just feel like with everything that we already have to deal with as Senegalese Americans, Nigerian Americans, Ghanaian Americans, just an African American in the African American way, because there's African American, like Black American, there's African American, as in like African and then American. In those ways, I just feel like it's too much. And I wish, sometimes you feel like you're going through these things on your own, but you're really not, sis or sir or my guy, because we all go through the same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of people out there that are dealing with the same exact thing I'm speaking about. This burden of just having to be successful and having to take care of your family and just having to be the one to make it out, especially when you're the firstborn and you're first generation. And especially when you're African, because I know Black Americans deal with this, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, Mexicans. I know a lot of them, or Mexican Americans, I know a lot of them deal with this, or just Mexicans period, or Latinos period. I know they all deal with this too. But I just feel like when you're African, like that shit on a different level. I just feel like the mentality that we have to be successful is out of this world. So I just feel like we have it on a different level than anybody else. Like, I feel like we have it 10 times worse than anybody else, in my opinion. Tell me what you think, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.